Cyborg Medical ICC Labs on Mars bases. Cybernetic Labs on Mars bases. The cybernetic labs on the Mars ICC bases create semi-human augmented cyborg soldiers and scouts in order to trade them to other advanced ET species as part of the slave organization, which acquires medical serums to stop diseases, reverse the aging process, or end the aging process completely, receiving technology that is hundreds of years more advanced that they can implement for building better ships, colony facilities, various space stations, weaponry, healing, medical pods, etc., as well as gaining rights for more trading routes in space and access to planets where they can build their colonies. The ICC labs use both living and dead body parts for harvesting purposes in order to merge cybernetic technology with the human body component. Human bones can be used for cyborg creation. Only the best tissue matter, body parts, and DNA is selected for splicing with cybernetic technology. There are lab technicians who monitor the selection process for building the human cyborgs. So it's like being a quality control body parts technician. That's what the lab technicians do on these cybernetic labs on Mars that are attached to the ICC Mars bases or in underground laboratory research facilities. On the right-hand side is the interior of the ICC Mars cybernetic labs and holding facilities for testing of biohuman and cybernetic technology, compatibility for genetic matches. This is where the abducted human slaves are brought in order to conduct the cyborg/human integration process. On the left-hand side is the ICC Mars cybernetic labs. They have cryogenic storage units where body parts, bones, tissue, and DNA samples are stored from unwilling test subjects that were slated to be acquired for the cybernetic programs and experiments. On the right-hand side are examples of exoskeleton suits and armor configurations, and these various suits can be different in color, and they could be different in capabilities of what they could do. They're sort of like smart suits, and there's also helmets for them, and they can create their own atmospheric environments with the helmet on, so you could be in any type of a planetary environment and survive in the suit for a while. It adjusts your environmental parameters in the suit as well. It monitors your physical health, emotional state. It gathers telemetry on how you're doing physically. In terms of health-wise, if you break an arm or sprain a leg, medication comes out from the suit to numb the pain, so you don't feel the pain, and it has components inside the suit which are healing as well, so it somehow heals your body as you're wearing the suit until you can get to a holographic medical pod or a portable Meditech unit to heal whatever's broken in the body. And on the left-hand side are the physical/computer medical checkup of the eyes and other body parts of the human/cyborg soldiers or scouts after the cybernetic integration process has been done to make sure that individuals are at optimal health levels, as well as getting biophysical and genetic readouts to fit individuals for their exoskeleton suits or armor configured to their genetic type. So after the human cyborg integration process has happened, basically the asset is fitted for their exoskeleton suit and armor configuration. It's specifically designed for their DNA and for their genetic type, so nobody else can wear the suit except that individual for whom the suit has been configured biologically. On the right-hand side are the fluidic tank chambers used to create hybrid species of splicing alien DNA and animal with human genetics to form super soldiers, scouts, etc. On the left-hand side are tank chambers with fluidic material to alter genetic structures in DNA sequences. Cybernetic robots are created in these chambers and can have alien characteristics to be remote controlled. Nazi German Third and Fourth Reich scientists using electromagnetic field stasis unit to contain soul energy before it is transferred into a human cybernetic being. Abducted/kidnapped humans and slaves hang on hooks in the ICC labs with dripping blood awaiting the soul transfer protocol. Now, these were the early stages of the soul transference technology that's being shown here. So the electromagnetic stasis field units were huge in the beginning when they started experimenting with soul transference technology. Now the units are much smaller in size, and the containment field is just as big as their original unit, but the units themselves are now much smaller. So those were just the beginning stages of where the scientists, the Nazi German scientists, were experimenting with the soul transference technology on Mars. On the left-hand side is the stasis containment unit where electrical field holds the soul until it is ready to be implanted into the cyborg/human augmented soldiers and scouts. On the right-hand side is the egg-shaped containment stasis field for holding a soul. Sometimes the soul energy that has been taken out of one being will be stored in containment for a while, so it will need a strong electrically charged unit to hold it before final soul transfer into a cybernetic body is completed. The soul energetic and vibrational patterns might also be changed in the egg-like electrical stasis holding chamber, so the soul cannot remember most of its old memory engrams. Containment fluidic chambers with green goo that hold the soldiers and scouts that are in the process of cybernetic augmentation. These chambers have fluid that can alter genetics and DNA, as well as heal brain damage, regenerate body parts, etc. The containment chambers can also act as torture technology to break down the psyche of the beings which are being held in these chambers. Abducted and kidnapped people are held in these chambers for months at a time. Cyborg/human soldiers and scouts being put into cryostasis units in ICC Interplanetary Corporate Conglomerate Labs on Mars, now known as the Planetary Corporations. These soldiers/scouts will be traded to various CT groups in exchange for having advanced technology, medicine, trading rights in space lanes, mining privileges, building of outposts, space stations, and the colonization of other planets out beyond the solar system. Cyborg/human soldiers and scouts being conditioned to take programming and orders in the ICC labs connected to Mars bases. This can involve mind control and memory manipulation, with holographic inserts of various types of memories that are false or fake. The soldiers and scouts are exposed to holographic scenarios where they are tested in simulation programs to see how they will react to live situations in terms of combat readiness, encountering aliens, taking orders, not questioning orders, as well as to create brainwashing and false memory implantation, so the individuals are programmed for specific tasks or mission parameters. When there are holographic scenarios involved, the soldiers and scouts experience situations that feel to them like real events which are happening in current life. There are electrical chairs and laser technology that can alter the brain patterns of individuals in order to simulate false or implanted memories, making people believe that they experienced an event or situation in their lives that feels very real to them, but never actually happened in reality. As well, there are mind control helmets that can simulate virtual reality, making people think that they are seeing something in front of themselves which is not really there. Mind trauma is created in order to scare people, cause fear, in order to fracture the mind and soul, thereby breaking the person and making them weak in spirit. This creates vulnerability, so people can easily be controlled to do unspeakable things or acts that they would normally never do. ICC agents checking/monitoring the process of how other agents are receiving mind programming protocols/instructions in order to be ready and prepared to go out on active missions. This is happening on the Mars bases and in the ICC labs, as well as on other planets in solar systems. Experiments being done for crossbreeding of human and ET hybrids, as well as genetically modifying humans to create super soldiers. Often the super soldiers have advanced abilities like becoming invisible, being able to change weather, work with water manipulation, fire, electricity, and have fast reflexes, as well as strength. Other super soldiers are crossbred with animal genetics and can shapeshift into animals or partial animal human forms or forms. Now, these types of experiments are done in Area 51 and also in Antarctica research labs. On the right-hand side is an example of what a replication lab looks like with regeneration chambers and tanks. On the left-hand side are the ICC labs on Mars, which have genetic and DNA vaults, which house genetic material of the human species, animals, plants, minerals, etc. From these genetic vaults, replication of the species can be done and repopulation can be created if there is a catastrophe on Earth or other SSP colonies on different planets. The medical pods and stasis transfer holopods are manufactured on the ICC Mars labs, which are located near the Mars base facilities with heavy security. There are also regeneration stations which can scan the body for minor damage like broken bones, burns, or tissue damage, and regenerate bones, cartilage, tissues, etc., so there is no physical damage left to the body. For complete body and brain repair, the holographic medical pods need to be used in order to remove all disease and heavy unrepairable damage, as well as reviving those that have died recently and been dead for close to 14 as well as 20 hours in duration time. Holding facilities with electric restraints when testing subjects for genetic modification to create super soldiers with augmented psionic abilities. Many times the subjects are sedated so they do not remember what genetic procedures were being done to them. Holographic medical scanner connected to both the subject and the scientist through a Neuralink electrode connection. The scientist can see the subject's body parts and organs in order to be able to make cuts and incisions for where body parts will be spliced with cybernetically augmented technology. There are laser and cutting implements hanging above the holographic scanner for when the augmentation process starts. The ICC Cybernetic Labs have facilities for creating Neuralink implants that are made from nanotechnology in gold fiber optics, which are small filaments of gold interwoven into the neurons and the axons of the human brain. There are ocular Neuralink implants and also deep brain matter fiber implants. These implants record visual telemetry as well as audio of where individuals go off-world, who they meet, and what type of information the brain is processing. All this recorded telemetry information is sent through the Neuralink brainwave interface to the ICC holographic virtual databases for file classification on different agents, assets, mission intel, ships, planets, aliens, etc. The Neuralink implants are also used to create telepathic connections to be able to interact with onboard ship systems using the mind through technology connection. And this technology is often thought-assisted consciousness with using the nanotech technology that's infused in the Neuralink implants. Pilots use the Neuralink interface to merge with supercomputers in order to program flight parameters into ships for navigation and operate the ships this way, as well as communicate with others telepathically who have Neuralink implants. These implants can also act as language translation devices and also augment the brain to have photographic/eidetic memory, or open natural stargateway portals with the mind in order to travel to different planets or star systems. These are methods of teleportation. The Neuralink chairs are technology that allow augmented humans with Neuralink implants to connect with the neuro interface of the cybernetic chair tech and be able to track or monitor individuals at any time, as well as view any events happening on the planet or out in space. These Neuralink chairs can be adapted to view timeline events either backwards in time or forwards in time, as well as open Stargateway portals in order to travel to various points on planets or even different solar systems. The Neuralink chairs allow to create holographic constructs where individuals communicate with each other in real time through a virtual biofeedback slipstream loop in their minds, seeing places, locations, and other people interacting with each other. As well, the Neuralink chairs can be used to download information or upload data to them, archive memories, and retrieve information from various databases. The ICC scientists use medical serums to alter the body chemistry in order to be able to change genetic characteristics of people. This happens where body mass or shape can turn into humanoid-looking ETs temporarily, then return the people to looking back to human after a while or short time. As well, the scientists have the ability to combine cybernetic technology with the biological functions of the human body to create augmented cyborgs. There are stasis transfer units in which human slaves, augmented soldiers, and scouts are transported in when they are traded to ET species. The slaves are used for different purposes like slave labor, sex trafficking, mind control, military uses, medical experiments, etc. The trading and transfer of slaves happens on many of the highly guarded ICC Mars labs and training facilities. As well, the ICC has 4 different cloaked Mars Station orbiter platforms where aliens can go to bargain for trading of humans. Most trading of the human slaves happens on the orbiter stations and off-planet, so these unethical practices cannot be easily observed/reported to the Secret Space Program Alliance. And now it has been discovered that the Secret Space Program Alliance may not even exist. Because in my hypnosis sessions, I never actually remembered a Secret Space Program Alliance, so there may not be any place to report these abductions, slave labor trading with extraterrestrials, all these types of experiments. There may not even be a Secret Space Program Alliance. In insurance on Earth, a human life is worth around 300,000. It is true, some get a lot more, and also some get a lot less. This is talking here about accidents to humans on Earth, not really servitude, indenturement, or slavery. So, how much is a human life insurance? Value in this part of the Secret Space Program worth? Holopods do require a certain amount of time, personnel, and resources to operate. Is this an additional term to a policy for the above-mentioned statement? The holopod unit that keeps the humans in stasis while handed over to the ET is pre-programmed to keep the human sleeping, so it does not take much for it to be operated. It is handed over with the human to the ET and no longer the ICC's to handle. It's for trade bargains, etc. Slaves wear metallic collars, which are electronic, so they behave and do not try to escape. The collars can create pain to keep slaves in line. The collars are worn around the neck, hands, or on the feet. And these electronically operated collars, they can create seizures, they can create nosebleeds, ear bleeds, migraines, headaches. They can electric shock somebody. So it can create a lot of different pain and injuries, depending what level it's set at of the pain threshold. So these collars can do a lot of damage to human bodies. But who fixes the holopod if it breaks down or needs upgrades for the humans? And if a being has one holopod already for one human, that being would surely not buy another holopod if they acquire more humans. So one holopod could be servicing many humans. Hence, wear and tear from usage on one holopod would be high. So this one unit would require maintenance to keep a number of humans healthy and well. The holopod units are already provided when the ET trades to have a human slaves. It's part of the original agreement. Holopods are only to transfer the human into ET custody. Then the human is no longer in the holopod. This holopod is not a medical healing pod. Various pods have different purposes. The pod is to keep the human sleeping temporarily so it cannot escape its ET master. The humans become ET slaves after they are taken out of the holopods. Medical pods / holopods hypothesis. Holopods should have the capabilities to keep slaves maintenance-free as pertains to physical and mental health. Any being purchasing or trading for one or more humans would demand this, because there may not be facilities for the health of humans where they are going. In fact, if you look at it from the extraterrestrials' point of view, they also would carry their own type of holopod with them when they are away from home. After all, these extraterrestrial beings could not depend on some other extraterrestrial being to know their medical physiology and have a doctor just for them. Also, in transit across a solar system or galaxy, the being would have to provide their own technology for medical emergency for themselves. It would be important to make sure that these holopods have upgrades for medical physiology of human slaves, as buyers and traders would likely demand this. Informational credit, Theodore Hahn from the Secret Space Program group on Facebook. The ICC Mars Labs build full AI artificial intelligence androids and robots that operate some of the cloaked Mars station orbiter platforms. These androids and robots have human-looking features, but their skin color could be silver or gray to distinguish them from the cyborgs, which are partially human spliced with cybernetic technology. And the cyborgs look very human-like. As an example, like the Cylons from Battlestar Galactica. They look fully human with human skin, colors, hair, eyes, fully sentient thought processes, their own minds, just like humans but augmented with cybernetics. The AI androids and robots interface with various computer systems in order to maintain and repair ships or space stations which are located near Mars' planetary orbit. On the left-hand side, this is an example image to represent how an artificial intelligence AI android or robot is being built. Surgical Medical Center run by a military industrial complex secret space program, MIC/SSP. These surgical centers have age regression pods, holographic pods with medical lasers to regenerate missing body parts, heal wounds like burns or scars with gel serums, and do body scans for health checks. The age regression pods look like MRI machines that are used to scan the human body currently in Earth hospitals. The age regression pods have time dilation technology which can change the temporal condition of living beings by dialing forward the zero time reference axis in the biological systems of humans, while the time dilation mechanism shifts time backwards to balance the process. There are magnets inside some of the holographic pods that can trigger memory recall or erase traumatic memories/experiences from the brain. This image represents various medical healing pods, regeneration tanks, and healing tubes. On the bottom left-hand side is an example of an age regression pod. On the right-hand side are examples of a regeneration tank on the bottom and also medical healing station on the top of the image. Age regression pod with bioscanners checking the body to make sure there are no wounds, scars, or emotional trauma before an individual is regressed into a young age stage from their current older age. The age regression pod can fix skin tissue damage in various types of burns. So literally, the holographic medical pod, it can, if all of your skin is damaged somehow on the body, like 100% of the body, the skin is damaged on it, the holographic medical pods can regenerate new healthy living skin and tissues. So sometimes in this image it shows that this person has been wounded, so they have literally almost no skin over their body. So this can happen sometimes on missions in the various SSP factions. So the holographic medical pods can literally fix that kind of severe damage where you have a lot of burns or almost no skin on your body. The pods can regenerate the skin and tissue, like living cells, stem cells, tissue, skin. It can regenerate practically anything and keep you alive. Regeneration tanks with green substance, which is like a green goo. These tanks can regrow body parts and fix trauma, damage to the nervous system, central nervous system, autoimmune system, and the brain. Memory recall and regression sessions in liquid pools with VOICED virtual reality technology in order to recover ET, past life memories, and experiences. That's one of the reasons the secret space program factions and groups actually take civilians or military personnel, especially if they've had profiles of having past lives of being extraterrestrials. So if you've been an extraterrestrial and have had many different past life experiences as ETs, you have certain abilities, certain technological knowledge, and also knowledge about different planets, solar systems, dimensions, etc., etc. This type of information is very important and very coveted for the secret space programs, and they could actually retrieve the past life memories of you being an ET from your brain and input it into their virtual reality databases. So they'll know everything that you ever knew as an extraterrestrial or various extraterrestrials from past lifetimes. So that type of information is very valuable to the secret space programs because they could build out advanced technologies, improve different medical systems that are also advanced. This is like gold to them. It's very valuable information, and they want it. They always do. This is an example image of a Ingram Memory Review Station. So this Memory Ingram Review Station is viewing memory recall of an individual's life. It also has the capacity for blank slating of memories, implanting different memory engrams into the person's brain. So these memory engram stations have various different capabilities of what they can do to a person's brain. They could literally erase everything you've ever known about yourself, all of your memories, whether short-term memories or long-term memories, it does not matter. It could create a totally new personality for you. So the memory engram stations aren't just used to review memory recall of individuals' life. It could be used for virtually anything, to erase memories, to create new memories, to layer memory engrams, one on top of another. It can even give you somebody else's memories. The secret space programs have very advanced research labs that have created technology that could literally make you into a different personality, so to speak. Give you a different alter, so you think you're somebody else. And you can have many different alters in your brain that can be activated at any time